Hello everyone, you're here with H. Today, the H stands for hold on to your wallets and don't be scammed out your money. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, at least I think in the UK it is. So I'm not really sure across the world, but in the UK it is. And I wanted to do this video as a way of raising awareness for breast cancer, but also the scams that come with breast cancer. So first, we'll look at what pink washing is, because it's a thing. If you've ever heard of greenwashing, where a company pretends that they actually care about the environment or sustainability, they'll slap a label or a bit of messaging on their product. Yes, we care. Woo! And then none of what they actually do behind the scenes in terms of profits made, etc. None of it goes towards any sort of sustainability, charity, or put back into the environment. Greenwashing for you. Not washing a green apple or anything. Stop it. We'll look at what pinkwashing is. We'll look at a video of someone faking breast cancer, because that's what people do, apparently. And then we'll look at an article about a charity, in quotations. So let's get into it. What is pinkwashing? Oh my.
Well, as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just about everyone is in the pink. Retailers, restaurants, even sporting events.
Okay. What a glamorous woman she is. So you've answered my question. It is in other parts of the world as well, October being the month of breast cancer awareness. So that's good to know.
The Better Business Bureau is sounding an alert about what's called pinkwashing. Gabriela Garcia has this reminder in our Consumer 10 alert.
Good morning, Tracy. So pinkwashing is when unethical businesses try to capitalize on putting pink or pink ribbons on their products or services. Now, the BBB says those businesses are implying that there's some proceeds that are being donated to support the cause when they're really not making a donation to that charity a lot of the time.
A lot of the time, I'm glad to see you're keeping some positivity about it. Actually, that would mean I'm saying every single one of them don't donate. So that's an allegedly. I take it back. For example, I go to Asda, right? I've seen crisps. They've got the pink ribbon on, for example. Like, what a crisp brand. I mean, I'm not saying that companies can't, for a good cause, latch on to awareness months such as this. At the end of the day, on a business level, they are latching onto it, as I've just said. So great English. But also, some of the it's just odd, right? Like, I saw an air fryer. Like, realistically, where's the correlation? But again, that just might be me being a bit too cynical. So we'll carry on.
Pink Ribbon Girls is a charity that raises funds to provide essential services like meals and rides to treatment for folks with breast cancer. The organization says pinkwashing can go beyond misleading claims about where your money is going.
Oh, interesting.
See the pink labels on products that do your body harm. Make sure that these funds are going to legitimate nonprofits and they're actually helping not only, for the research end of things, but providing essential care to people who are currently going through treatment.
Great fingers, whoever you are. I will say it is becoming scary how much, I say things and then it's reiterated by someone who actually is more knowledgeable on the situation than me. It's crazy. I mentioned, obviously, the air fryer. Maybe you might chalk that as being a healthier option in terms of cooking food, but the crisp aspect. Now, I'm not saying you can't go and have some crisps or chips, if that's what you call it, but you're wrong in that. I'm not saying you can't have some crisps, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really help your body fight against whatever it is that you might be fighting. So it's just an odd I don't know, collaboration, right? As I was saying, I'm not saying the company can't promote or raise awareness, but it's just odd, right? But I will also say to anyone who is suffering any form of cancer, particularly in a country where you have to pay for medical care, man, you guys obviously, no doubt, are stronger than I can ever be, and I'm sending you my love and well wishes. I know some people might say, what the hell is that going to do for that person? But I think it's good to let people know that they are stronger than they think. And I'll always leave links down below when we're talking about something more serious on this channel. There'll be links and resources that I think are useful down below. So if you want to check that out, obviously do your research on them as well, because I may also be wrong in the links that I've given, right? So always do your research regardless. And we'll continue learning about pink washing.
So Ladina is a breast cancer survivor herself, and she says doing your research by looking up businesses and charities through their own websites and through the BBB is going to help you avoid any mishaps with your money or your health. A big red flag also to look for when a company is vague about where their supposed donations are going or how much money they're giving in the first place.
All right. Good information. Good reminders there.
Absolutely. Speaking of reminders, I got to give a shout out to Tracy, because a lot of women don't do this, but she posted on Facebook a picture of her getting her annual mammogram.
Yes.
Which is so important.
It is. You got to make time for it. And can I just tell you, I went, checked in. I didn't wait the whole check-in time. It took just a few minutes. And I got that reassurance because, as many of you know, it was like almost, was 2010 in November when I found out I had breast cancer. So, hey.
Absolutely.
Good report, and the folks over at Ohio Health were fantastic. Hi to Donna, because I know she watches us every morning.
Shout out Ohio for once. You've done something good.
And don't get uncomfortable, Roz, but people are posting after you have hundreds of comments, and they're like, don't worry, Tracy, the girls are good, which I love that. The girls are good. But other people are saying, you know, I mean, they're 30-year cancer-free, but they get that checkup every year. So you're just driving that message home, so you got to get it done.
Okay, well, that's the end of it. What a strange ending that was. Not sure why he would get uncomfortable, but if you're a guy and you are in a relationship with a woman, I urge you also to, you know, push your partner to get checked up. It was nice to hear that not only did she was able to beat it in the first place, but she is continuously going to get the checkups every year and stuff, and I urge everyone to do the same thing. Obviously, I'm far from a medical professional, but even if you think something is just, it's all right, or I'll leave it a few weeks, it might go away. If there was ever a time to get a grip of yourself into having a positive connotation, it's now. Get a grip of yourself, woman. Have a feel around, even if something is not 100%, or I'm certain it's, I'm 99% sure it's nothing. Go and get checked. Even on the romance scams, I always say, if there is any, even smidge of a doubt in something, just act on that doubt. As she said, it was a few minutes. And I'm very much sure that you would rather get checked out, hey, nothing's there, for that few minutes, rather than going through maybe years of pain. So I urge everyone, I hope you don't need me, the rat boy, to tell you this, but please go get checked up and stuff. And we'll now throw it over to like future recording H in like 3 minutes, basically, where we'll cut to a video about, a woman faking breast cancer, as you do. We are back, and no, life hasn't flashed before your eyes. I'm not dead, because that would be very concerning that I'm speaking to you and somehow this has been uploaded, but potentially call the police because I may have been robbed. They've edited this video and uploaded it for me. But, synonymous with like angels and stuff. This woman is definitely not an angel.
Number 2, a woman claiming to have stage 4 breast cancer and getting thousands of dollars in donations is now being investigated for fraud. Tonight, Brighton police are working the case, and friends are shocked and hurt to find themselves deceived. Action News reporter Brianne Palmerini is in Brighton right now to tell us how much money this woman raised under false pretenses. Brianne?
First of all, her name is Brianne. Apparently, everyone who investigates scams, their name is Brianne. This ain't Brighton. Where's the pier? Where's the seagulls? Why does America have so many names of like British places? Or did the British steal the names off thing? Because there's like New England, right? In Canada, there's a place called London. London, Ontario. What's going on? And before anyone, I know Canada is not part of the US, bro. Please, chill out. Speak.
Well, Dave, incredibly, Candace Strang is accused of raising nearly $30,000
Sorry. But you know how on the worst scam videos, the links that these scammers provide, it looks like they've slapped their aubergine on the keyboard, yeah? Why is your Facebook name Brianne Palmer, INIWXYZ? Now, I know this is the name of the news network or some BS like that, but genuinely couldn't come up with a better name. No.
using the GoFundMe website. The GoFundMe website, something we pass around and use often. Now, it was shared on social media. Her friends donated, and police say that she tricked more than hundreds of people.
Crazy.
The GoFundMe page, Candace Kicks Cancer, has been deactivated. Brighton police say GoFundMe records show since last April, 399 people donated more than $31,000.
Now, if my maths are correct, that's like a grand each person, if we're doing averages. But most likely there are people who donated even more than the other people. But this is why I felt so strongly about Catfish doing setting up a GoFundMe for that one victim. I'll put the card up there to that video if you haven't seen that one. It just rubs me the wrong way. Now, not all GoFundMes rub me the wrong way, but the fact that you can't ever really tell if this person is being genuine or not, like they write a small paragraph or two in the about section, and I don't know, it just, again, that might just be me being a bit too cynical, but I always say this: if you are going to donate, let it be within yourself to donate a little bit, right? And I don't know why I've got some kind of accent saying that, little bit. I'm talking about German supermarkets, apparently. But let yourself donate a little bit if you are going to donate or you truly want to donate, so that even if you get scammed, sure, you might have lost like $5 or something, which can go a long way, especially in this economy, but in the grand scheme of things, it's better than losing out hundreds, So take that as advice, I guess. If you are going to donate, just let it be a small amount. You've helped contribute in your own way whilst still remaining somewhat safe, if that makes sense. Sorry, Glory's mummy, for saying that. I apologize. Which, if you are new to this channel, you have no idea what I'm even talking about when I said that. Who's Glory's mummy to you? Anyway.
What the hell are you talking about?
There's an outcry of anger on social media now against Candace Strang. A group of her friends released this statement to me tonight. We were recently informed our friend Candace lied for several years about struggling with stage 4 breast cancer. We let her in our homes, our families, and our checkbooks. We had no prior knowledge of her deceit and are fully cooperating with the investigation. Tonight, we tried
Hold on a second. Let's go back a bit. That last bit. What did I say? We sincerely hope Candace gets the help she so desperately needs. Well, in terms of psychological help, in trying to understand why someone would do this, I understand that. A lot of stories I see, solely it's just for the money, but realistically, something is wrong with you. and you're either born evil and you've waited for the right opportunity for something like this to come along where you can click your fingers and, a fake cancer. Or, somewhere along the line, someone has put this in your head or something. I don't know. I will never understand people who fake cancer. I do want to say there, several years struggling with stage 4 breast cancer. As I said earlier, I'm no medical professional, right? But stage 4, I think, is the stage where it's terminal, and you do not have, unfortunately, the best of chances of surviving. So I don't know. I might be very wrong. Let me know in the comments. But several years at stage 4, I'm not sure if that's plausible. But again, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn more about that part in particular.
Tonight, we tried contacting Candace directly.
What? Sorry?
But there was no answer at her last known address.
Well, she probably packed up her shit long time ago, let's be honest. The fact that there's no lights on there, there's no lights on going up here, Candace, there was nothing there other than greed and scumbaggery.
No answer at her last known address. People in Brighton who didn't even know Candace Strang are upset this kind of fraud is possible. Chris Chartrand's mother is a cancer survivor.
A lot of family support, a lot of travel involved, and a lot of money. It's costly.
He can't fathom tricking people to donate.
It's disgusting. Yeah, society has no place for it.
Others say it minimizes people who really do need the help.
And if someone legitimately needs something like that, and then someone pulls that, we actually hold back our funds to people who actually need it.
Right.
Stop it. Get some help.
There are so many situations that play a similar part, I'll say, where in particular, there are cases where a victim of SA has accused the other person and it's been found out that it was a lie, etc., etc. And then I made the case in a recent video where the false accusation, it doesn't help anyone. It especially doesn't help the people who are genuinely going through such abuse, because in their head they're thinking, maybe I don't speak out because no one will believe me, or they're not going to take me seriously just because there's been so many false accusations in the past. Regardless, I urge everyone, if you are suffering with abuse, be it physical or mental, please do speak out. You might have doubts that no one's going to take you seriously and they might not believe you, etc., etc. But just do it, please. It's better to speak out than to suffer in silence. Don't let the notion online of, immediately, you're a liar, shush. Don't let that notion dictate justice and speak out. So, and in regards to this, it really does make it more difficult for the people who genuinely want to set up a GoFundMe for a genuine reason. It does make it harder, but again, in that scenario, just donate what you can, a small amount, and if it turns out to be a scam, you yourself in your heart, you know that you did what you could and you've protected yourself at the same time.
Police are working with GoFundMe to refund all of the people who donated.
Well, I would hope so.
GoFundMe had...
Sorry. What's happened there? I know she's standing out in the snow, but she quite literally froze in the spot there. And I think someone shouted help there as well. I don't know. Someone explain to me what I've just witnessed.
Banned Candace, and Brighton Police Department, they are working with the Livingston County Prosecutor's Office to file charges shortly. Live in Brighton, Brianne Pomerini, 7 Action News.
All right, thank you so much, Brianne. Coming.
Okay, we don't get to see number 3. How about that? They wanted to show us number 2. They wanted to show us Candace defecating on everyone, and we'll swiftly move on. Malfunction.
We have a problem.
Now, looking at this specific story, there is many online, many people have faked cancer. I chose this one because it relates to breast cancer, and I know that in this particular month, raising awareness for breast cancer, perhaps people might be a bit more sympathetic towards breast cancer, which, in the sense that, I mean, it should be an all year round thing, right? But given the fact that it is the awareness month for it, perhaps people might be a bit more sympathetic. And I mean that in the sense of like when it's Valentine's Day, which is, you know, completely different example, but when it's Valentine's Day, we're pushed to love our partners, and it's a whole commercial thing and all that, but don't let one day dictate your relationship. So that's a bit odd. I've never really liked that sort of thing. Mother's Day, for example, or any other day that is dedicated to something that realistically you should be considerate of throughout the year. But I understand it, having a dedicated month, and I wanted to pick this story out in particular just because if you are a bit more sympathetic towards breast cancer during the month of October, just be aware that it's very easy, actually. Apparently, as we've seen, it's very easy to just set up a GoFundMe. Hey, people, I've got cancer. Can you give me like $30,000, please? I'd love to know what happened to her, but I'll do that off screen, I guess, just because when I did try to find an article, I couldn't really find it, but maybe at the end of this video, after we look at what I want to look at next, if I find it, then I'll add it into the video. Hello everyone, instead of leaving it towards the end of the video, I'm going to place it straight after because that just makes more sense. I found a detailed enough article, so let's just read it. Candice kicked cancer, and apparently everyone's teeth down their throats, the shithead. As you can see there, woman gets 28.5 months to 15 years for faking cancer, raising over 30K. What a strange range that is, huh? And I'm not a rapper. She faked stage 4 breast cancer, raised over 30K. At least 2 years in prison she's getting. If anyone else, you know, thought the justice system was chef's kiss, 2 years. Candice Strang was sentenced to that, of course, with credit for 182 days served after prosecutors say she lied to friends, family, strangers about having cancer and raising thousands online and through fundraisers. Prosecutors say since 2015, she told friends and family in person and online through detailed posts that she had stage 4 breast cancer. In early 2017, prosecutors say she posted that there were new types of treatments that were not covered by her insurance and began asking for money to help pay for said treatments. Concerned friends set up a GoFundMe account, which she later took control of, because that's you take control of GoFundMes yourself, don't you? Especially after your friends have set them up, because you want to know exactly where your money is going. Didn't you, Candice? Prosecutors say she used the media to gain support, interviewing with the Livingston County Press in May and November 2017. In June of last year, when was this article written? 2018. So June 2017, her friends held a fundraiser at Aubrey's in, what is that, South Leon? Sorry, that's French, America. They raised $6,000 thinking it was going to be used to pay for her cancer treatments. When police learned she was lying, she continued to lie to the law enforcement about her condition, according to prosecutors. They say when she found out police shut down her GoFundMe, she reached out to people directly to tell them how to donate to her via PayPal. And it's very concerning if anyone else then donated to her PayPal, but maybe it wasn't public knowledge at that point. Not sure. GoFundMe records show 399 people, of course, donated over 31,000. The account's been shut down. GoFundMe trying to refund everyone. A woman affected by the situation, Jessica, took a moment to speak before the sentencing, giving examples of how she and her friends helped her. She says she once took her grocery items when Streng said she couldn't life items over a few pounds. Sorry, that wasn't me butchering how to speak English. That genuinely didn't make sense to me. Another time, she made a late night run to 7-Eleven because Streng said a cherry slushy would make her happy. There were welfare checks if Streng didn't answer texts, phone calls. Okay, so people checked up on her if she didn't respond. Do you know the evilness it must take to sit there and be like, you know what? I'm going to abuse this person's kindness and send them to get me a cherry slushy. F off. She stole money, lied to her face, lied to her kids, Jessica said. Sarah Bees testified she was part of a group that helped raise over 50k to help Streng. Hold on a second here. What Candice did is inexcusable, she said. Her actions have greatly impacted all of our lives over the past 9 months. But Bees said she believes the time behind bars has served is already enough. She says prison is meant for people who are a danger to society, and they don't believe Streng fits that profile. Instead, Bees, believing Streng to be a good person deep down, called for extensive mental health counseling. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree that prison is for people who are a danger to society. But can you call Candice not great English, but can you call her, or can you say that she's not a danger to society if she's so willing to defraud people out of money? That's danger to society, no? Before learning her fate, Streng took the opportunity to apologize. She said she always found it difficult to make friends, especially while struggling with depression. When she began lying about having cancer, she says she knew it was wrong. So I don't see the correlation between struggling to make friends and lying about cancer. But let me know in the comments if you see some sort of correlation. But, and this whole, she knew she was lying in the beginning, she knew it was wrong. But you continued for years. So, should I believe your apology? The irony of all this is that I've made myself some fantastic lifetime friends. If I had just been my elf, she said. What? Sorry, I didn't know we took a Christmas twist on this. What elf? Elf on the shelf? But this elf helps you fake cancer. What a story that would be. She says she deeply regrets hurting friends and strangers who showed her compassion. She says she hopes that they won't hesitate to help others in the future. She's disgusted with her behavior. I will forever live in the shame and guilt of my crime, and I'm sincerely sorry to all my victims, she said. As he handed down his sentence, the judge expressed concern for the new ways to commit crimes through technology, in this case, GoFundMe. He says he does believe incarceration is necessary, that saying sorry and walking away wouldn't be enough, but there's a hope for the future. What future? What are you talking about? There's hope for the future, bro. What are you on about here? It's clear that you're young enough that you have that ability to be reformed, he said. Don't take the piss and tell me that's the end of it. What the heck? I'm sorry. They've gave her a slap on the wrist and say, Candice, see you later. Just please don't scam people again, okay? This is my concern with authorities, especially when it comes to scams. They just don't take you seriously. And I'm sorry, am I alright there? Yeah, I'm leaving this part in the edit because I started glitching, so this is how I check. Hello? I need to... Sarah Bees, yeah? I'm not sure if you got stung by a bee and maybe your brain is just not thinking clearly with common sense. But the fact you believe Candice, you see that there? Is a good person deep down. What? Sorry. This Sarah here, yeah? reminds me of the comments in like catfish, scamfish videos, yeah? The live chat as well, the live stream chat in particular, who see no fault in anyone, right? Don't get me wrong, I understand wanting the criminal to reform and apologetic for their actions and, you know, seeing the good in people, as I think we cover in this video or later or in a different video entirely, so don't hold me to that. But sometimes, everyone please, it's okay to call people out for their bullshit, bro. Anyway, we'll continue with the rest of the video now, shall we? So, we'll now move on to the charity aspect of this video. So let's go. Hello everyone, we're now on the FTC website. If you know the FTC, they be doing up big fighting of scams and stuff. The FTC, 10 states, take action. Sorry, great English skills that was. 10 states take action against operator of sham cancer charity for deceiving donors. Complaint charges Women's Cancer Fund and Gregory Anderson with raising more than 18 million from donors, with only 1% going to financial support for cancer. Now, 1.8 million technically here.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Has gone to cancer patients, which is an insane amount as a donation, right? But the issue here is that you are a charity where you would expect everything to go towards whatever you are donating to. And that's where the piece of shitness comes in, right? This is in March, right? So this is not too long ago. So just bear this in mind whenever you are going to donate something. Please do your research. The FTC and 10 states, when a state is suing you, yeah? To my knowledge, when a state is suing you, you're in shit, bro. The whole state is suing you. Suing a sham charity, Cancer Recovery Foundation International, also known as Women's Cancer Fund, and its operator Gregory B. Anderson, the B stands for bastard apparently, for deceiving generous donors who sought to offer financial support to women battling cancer and their families. In the complaint filed in the court, the FTC states allegedly, from 2017 to 2022, the Women's Cancer Fund collected more than 18 million in donations. The charity claimed it would use the donated funds to help women who were undergoing treatment for cancer and their families pay for basic needs. Instead, the complaint charges only about a penny of every dollar went to provide such support, with the overwhelming majority went to pay for profit fundraisers. And Anderson, he put that shit in his pocket, and if you search deep enough in them pockets, you'll find the rest of the shit that he's probably been spewing. Now, I only know of non-profit fundraisers. I've never actually heard of a for-profit fundraiser. I'd love to know what the hell that would be, because there are obviously non-profit marathons, for example. So are you telling me he did something similar and actually kept all the profits? Yes, because that's what that would mean. So that's... slap myself for that. The Cancer Recovery Foundation International and Anderson abused the generosity of these donors, said sorry to the microphone. They didn't say sorry. I don't think they apologized to anyone. Sorry, microphone. Said Samuel Levine, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection. The FTC is committed to aggressively pursuing each illegal conduct. I mean, guys, you can see on the screen, if I spend all day reading this entire article, one, your ears will bleed, because no one wants to hear me reading for that long. But two, that is the one and main only thing, actually. Virginians are generous people. Actually, from what we've seen, we've had a recent scammer from Virginia. Or actually, her name was Virginia, the victim. But then also, there was another victim who actually was from Virginia, doing up money muling, allegedly. So Virginians actually... Unfortunately, there are bad actors who take advantage of hardworking Virginians' generosity. In the case of, the bastards, solicitors told Virginians and other Americans that their donations would help cancer survivors, but the money was used for personal gain, and they are joining the FTC to fight back, essentially, says Virginia Attorney General Jason Meares, maybe. We've read this part, basically, that the fund is supposed to help these lives. They collected 18 mil. Oh, it looks like we have a graph here of some kind. Hold on. So, basically, 194 was spent on financial support to cancer patients, which actually means I got my maths very wrong, because I was saying 1.8 million. That's basically, in the grand scheme of what we're looking at here, that's a slap in the face, actually. To me, if someone gave me 194,000, I'm over the moon. But you didn't, that's insane, right? So the 1.8 million that I did the wrong maths on, oh my goodness. Yeah, and then this Donny pocketed 775k. Well, man, good on you. Meanwhile, in addition to his salary, Anderson used donation funds for various costly expenses such as hotels and travels. I mean, you can obviously tell that this guy is evil. Like, there's no two ways about it. Meanwhile, the fund gave the vast majority of the funds it collected, about 85%, to for-profit fundraisers that Anderson hired to make deceptive pitches on behalf of the sham charity. So we've got like a thing here. It's like a donation graph, pie chart, whatever this is. So there you can see 4.2% went to him. 1.1% actually helped people with cancer. 85.2 went towards for-profit fundraisers, and 9.5% overhead costs, which I don't know what the hell that means. I'm assuming to keep the fund running in terms of business expenses. According to the complaint, in addition to using deceptive phone solicitation pitches, the fund also used deceptive solicitation letters, often signed by Anderson. One such letter stated, "While other organizations rightfully invest millions of dollars in cancer research to fund a cure for the patients in the future, we help patients keep a roof over their head and the lights on so they can survive cancer today." How about, Anderson, you suck on my big toe? How about that, huh? Not the little one, the big one. You need to get the full experience of me running in your mouth, you dirty bastard. Allegedly, though. Because this man might be powerful, so allegedly. I will say, in regards to the phone solicitation pitches, another thing to watch out for is these charities phoning you, right? Just be aware that they obviously are spoofing numbers. Maybe they've got a VoIP phone number, for example. So listen to whatever they have to say, yeah? Just in case it is an actual charity. But then if they try and pressure you to donate on the spot, in my opinion, that's a sign that they are obviously a scammer, because I don't think a charity right then and there, pull out your wallet right now. I don't think they'll get you to do that. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure a charity is going to phone you in the first place, because that would mean they have someone sitting there just phoning random numbers. I'm not sure that's entirely realistic, actually. So bear in mind when you get a phone call from a so-called charity. If they're pressuring you to donate right there on the spot, that's one thing. You know, if they're trying to take other personal information from you, that's another thing. But Google the number, do you know what I mean, basically? The FTC sued 2 fundraising companies, Associated Community Services, what is that, Directel, hired by the Women's Cancer Fund for deceptive fundraising. The complaint in the latest action alleges that these enforcement actions did not deter Anderson, who went on to hire other fundraisers to make similar deceptive claims on behalf of Women's Cancer Fund. That's interesting, actually, in the sense that wouldn't this news have been made public that this cancer fund has worked with 2 fundraising companies who are illegitimate and they've been sued by the FTC? Wouldn't that be public knowledge? I'm a bit confused there. But if it was, again, you would know if you've done your research that they've been sued, and then you wouldn't donate. So there you go. Do your research. The complaint was filed, with these states. Bloody Oregon. Isn't Oregon the one who allow weed? Or am I thinking of someone else? Basically, Florida. Florida is batshit crazy in the sense that I always see crazy stories coming out of Florida. But more recently, for those affected by the hurricane, I'm sending you love and well wishes as well. I hope you're safe. But, Florida and Oregon are trying to sue you, knowing how crazy they sometimes are. You effed up. And I think that might be it, basically. The commission vote authorizing the staff to file the complaint was, 3-0? What's happened? They're playing football? The complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas. Yeehaw. Basically, that Anderson Donny was a piece of shit. And if there's anything to take from this video is, especially in this month, right? Especially concerning Breast Cancer Awareness Month, just be wary that these scams exist. Just this one alone with this charity, it was written in March, so it's not that old, right? And be aware of shifty GoFundMes. If you do want to donate a little bit. And hopefully you've learnt, what pink washing is. Because, as I said in the beginning, some products, whilst you're doing a good thing, or at least I hope you are, just some of them just don't make sense, right? The crisp one, for example, as I mentioned, as Karen mentioned earlier as well, some of these products, they are not good for you, but, they are working alongside breast cancer awareness. Not sure how that works. So, hopefully you learned something from this video, more so instead of enjoyed it, because I don't think this is particularly enjoyable, in my opinion. I don't think, in the sense it's not entertaining or anything, but I wanted to make this to hopefully raise awareness of these type of scams in particular during this month. So hopefully you did pick something up, and I'll see you guys next time. If you do want to watch something else scam related along the trails of people faking cancer and stuff, I'll put it up there if you haven't seen that. So see you next time. Bye. And actually, I'll delete that because I do want to end this on a more somewhat positive note, that I am wishing everyone who is going through this, or you are taking care of someone who is going through this, or even someone who is going through this. Again, as I mentioned, what's it really gonna do for you? But I am sending you my love and well wishes. I'll drop some stuff in the pinned comment. Please do your own research on it as well, though, because I am prone to getting things wrong anyway. And just keep fighting. It's cliche to say, but just keep fighting. You are still here, and just do look after yourself as much as you can, alongside the help of your doctors and stuff. And hopefully you'll beat it. I hope you'll still be here. Bye. Take care of yourselves, everyone.